Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. We started the first episode of the game, Turnabout Visitor. The killer is the prosecutor, killed the detective in our office, which is Miles Edgeworth's office. Um, Edgeworth's special ability is logic, common sense. The abilities that other people don't have. So, now we're in a gonna be going to an intellectual argument with the killer right here, which is Jacques. So we gotta press and then we gotta present stuff on the contradiction. The usual Ace Attorney game formula mechanic. Stolen files. Stolen files. Okay. One of the files that were written upon in blood was stolen by the culprit. Well, it looks like the killer just brought that in himself. And if we want to present, we can say objection. That's okay. So let's start pressing this guy really, really hard. There's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy Faith? Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jacques and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jam? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jacques and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Wow. Okay. Further, Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. Let me see. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. There we go. Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey! Are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle, I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? Okay. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Yep. Okay. And why would Detective Gumshoe do a thing? Because the body was getting in his way, he had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Sitting from the bookshelf, but thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much of your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot of a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup for that game-finishing spike. And it will be his final words that you will be brought to justice. Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yup. Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. It looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Now, to clue Mr. Portman and presenting him with some evidence. Alright, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. I don't really have anything to disprove that. Yeah, this was stolen, so let me see. Further down here. Commit the murder instead? No. That's when you moved Jim's body and sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters this body was hiding. Oops, wrong button. Final words. You didn't notice... Okay, press this one more time. Let me skim through this. Why do you think that the killer knows the bloody letters? The body was covered in it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. By judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for you to detective to miss something. Well, you know nothing about me. There's a lot of person can understand from another first impression alone. I can't say I disagree with this point. Gasp. Despite his lack of attention, I don't believe the detective is the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with the evidence. So I think they're hinting at this sentence. You didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Yeah, no, it was like right next to him. Okay, I'm gonna present this. Objection. Wow, that was kind of delayed. You stupid bitch. Perhaps you are not aware of Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse-moi? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. Ho ho. If you have the time to laugh, then you have time to take another closer look at this. Man, I like this music. the music. Okay, do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file here? Oh, what? Well, that's impossible. What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines. Yeah, you're gonna object to me? It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof. The missing letter in the detective's name is where the file. Okay. Yeah, I mean the S is gone and there's only half an H. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Oh, fuck. My back. Gulp. Which, means, what exactly? What does that, make this dying message? It makes the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get them, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman. Ha ha! Oh, brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Well, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. Ah, but you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However... What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Yell at me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But, Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. What? Okay. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Oh, look at my chest meat. Oh, look at this shit. Oh. Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? Ow, my face. A lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness in a material world. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird. Oh, Maggie. A member of security. So she's no longer a waitress at Très Bien. That's good. Well, obviously, because the restaurant closed, I think. Pretty sure it closed. I don't think it's been remodeled or anything. Maggie! Ah, she looks cute. Fuck, I can't. What voice shall I do? Does she have an English voice? She should have an English dub voice in the anime. Cut? Okay, I couldn't find English dub, so. What is her personality like? She's very awfully cheerful. Well, she does kind of have bad luck a lot, but okay, what? Okay. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie. Awkward. Miss Bird is a security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? What? If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right. I refuse to believe that Mag is the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right, I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? This guy's an asshole. Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Edgeworth, shut the fuck up. Jacques, listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. Ugh. 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 That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Ugh. Argument again. Damn it. Reason for suspicion. Oh, let's see if we have a profile. We do. Maggie Bird, 23. Gumshoe knew her from when she was an officer. She now works as nighttime security. Ah, she moved up in the world. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using a master key. Oh, excuse me. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key? Master key, evidence from Maggie Bird. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? Let's take a look at this. Look at this key. This can open every office door. Its use is controlled by security staff. Well, let's see what we got here. We got the key. It's the master key to every office in the building. Well, okay, yep. It's the master key to every office in the building. That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portman to give me more details is to press him really hard. Rebuttal. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. Hold it? Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on that staff at this time of night, and tonight, she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the magic key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean, unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? No details necessary. Let's ask for more details. You can never go wrong with that. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 AM, sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? Sigh, I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir. Objection. If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. Oh, I misread that. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Heh, a likely story. What is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me. You don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, but... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it wasn't theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried in the safe. It is as Mr. Portman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Snuck into your room using the master key. Excuse me. It was stolen from the security office. Okay. Just continue pressing. Her attempt from the messed up shelves to wipe down safe. I say thievery. I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However, glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelf and safe, hey, good thinking. Asking for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? I just did. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door. I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one hypothesis among many possibilities. Never mind. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face. See? There goes the truth running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. But we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you understand when I say... that since she's the only one who could have opened your office door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying that there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had the spare made for someone else. I'll have you know, I have never made a spare, so what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know. But when you screw up so badly that you can literally chased off the that you're literally chased off the forest. Oh my gosh. Whoa, wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash. Ew, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Making it all that more probable that she was the one. Excuse me, who faked the dying message. Okay, this is the last sentence. By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe. I figure that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to, but first we should listen a bit more and digest what he is saying. And press him for more information. Alright, time to save. We love to save around here. Oh, please, hurry up. Let's take a sip. Okay. Now, let's see. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I forgot what they said about in the press section. You know what, my eye. Okay. Master key. So one person in the staff at a time, and then she is it. That's right, it's Miss Bird. That's true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. What's that supposed to mean? The master key was missing. I don't know. Yeah, what do you mean by missing? So it was stolen. I was nowhere around. Stolen. Objection stuff. Likely story. Gosh, I wish I could just skip through this. Oh my gosh. This sucks. You always have misread snuck into your room using the master key. But it was stolen. Is this it? Okay. Fuck. I must object to your line of logic. And, which part do you have an objection to? It's, yes. Well... Stay cool, Mr. Edgeworth. You're no good when you're all flustered. The detectives are right for a change. How did it come to this? Calm down, Miles. Listen carefully and think everything through a bit more rationally. It's pretty obvious Mr. Starting to use the master key. Okay, gotta be something to do with the keys, I think. This fucking guy. Can open every office and the door was stolen from security office. Well, that's what the evidence says, but this guy doesn't believe it. Her intent from the mess up shelf to the wipe down safe, I say thievery. Oh, that is true. This is kind of the point. One of the files stolen. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Her tent, the messed up channel. I don't say theory. Yeah, theory's been pretty much established. With regard to the mixture and bookshelf, good thinking. Yeah, let me finish. We're tent. Thievery, okay. Isn't the one to open the door. That leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which she doesn't knows are good. She knows it. Make it a little more probable she was the one who faked the dying message. Yeah, but it was stolen. Why would she steal it if she's trying to write a dying message? Huh? 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 Ah, fuck you. That was pretty good. Okay, she was the one who faked the dying message. Let's look at this again. One of the files that were written in blood was stolen by the culprit. Ho ho ho. Okay. Secret safe. On top of that, she does it. She knows. Yep. Then I leave. Okay. Press this again. I concur that the culprit's motives appear to have been thievery. However, safe. Messed up shelves with wiped down safe. I say thievery. That's true. I don't really see anything else. Can't really see another reason. I mean, if the detective gumshoe is the one who opened the door, let's press this again. It wasn't gumshoe. It's a theory. I have my doubts about Bird. Then why don't you mention her first? There's the truth. Running away. Let's catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. But we're giving the detective isn't the killer. That's right. So I hope you understand what I say. That since she's the only one who could open the office door. And now he's only Bird as a prime suspect. Okay, nothing really wrong with the gumshoe one. Getting a bit early to jump into conclusions. I think there's only way to go with a master key. Or I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. How you know I've never made a spear? I guess could have known better than to just sound like you would have. Top of that, she knows her good detective. She does know him. Okay. Yep. Anyway, office, good points. Celebrity. You're welcome. Collective. Is that true? No, not really. She was the one who faked the dying message. Okay, last thing to press again. But dying message mean the bloody letters spelled gumshoe. I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame it. That's just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other very well. Not sure if we're waiting for her President Evans. I would love to, but first we should listen more to just everything. Press. Okay. Time to lock in. Time to crime, sir. Wasn't able to. Ha 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 ha. Snuck into your room with the master key. I presented the key, didn't really work. From the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I see thievery. However, with regards to the investigation of the bookshelf and safe, Her intent from the messed up shelves left on safe. I see thievery. Okay, well, there's some stolen files. I don't think I can present that. Maybe. I'm not okay, damn it! Damn it! It's been a long time since I played the Ace Attorney game, so I'm kind of out of practice here. Mess up shelter wipe down safe. Oh. Only we know about the saves. There we go. Fucking hell. Tisk, tisk. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. Swoosh. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Oh! I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was part of our cunning plan. But, what she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelves and the safe were targeted. Oh. Wow. Wow. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe file. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then, are you proposing... Oh, sorry, my voice. Oh, that the killer's prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses! Why? What made you... What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him I filled him in on the secret safes. Then, that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Oh, you should probably go find a different job, Maggie. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? Yeah, this guy's all over the place. It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah! Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us. Unless... Well, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation awaits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Ah, but I am the one who's been assigned to this case. You are all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run the show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But, sir. Is my mic too loud? I feel like it's too loud. It's spiking into the yellow area. We have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Haha, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman, we will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? Oh man, we can go out in the hallway. Oh, to be continued. There it is. There it is. Could have continued for like, what, another 42 minutes? That would have been too long on it anyway. Yes, let's save and continue. Alright. So, we won the argument, but, you know, lost the war. So, now we're on the hallway. March 14th, 4:18 a.m. Damn, these poor guys. They need to sleep. 12th floor hallway. Prosecutor's building. What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. But we're being kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then, what now? Looks like my life falling into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyways. Oh, really, sir? For example, this hallway. What? What is that? The line pin? The linchpin? The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Begin investigation. Wow, I can go really far. Come, detective. Bro, look at this walk. Yes, sir. Anything of interest? Detective Gumshoe, you look rather intrigued by something. Care to share? It's nothing, pal, but I noticed that Mr. Portsman calls his partner Jim. And the detective in that Sunday night drama, All My Cops, is named Jim too. I bet one of them is a big fan of that show. You seem to know a little something about it yourself. I take it you watch it too. Of course, sir. That tight bond of friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. but it's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Ho ho ho. Friendship, detective. I think you're mistaking it with pity. How can you say that, sir? After all we've been through, too. So sniffle. Talking to witnesses. About Miss Bird. No way she's a killer, pal. Please, don't tell me you buy into the accusation, sir. Rest assured, I don't think she's innocent. However, I need to ask her a few things regarding her security guard position. Well, if you're only asking, that's okay. Just stand next to her and then touch the talk button. Then you two can talk about whatever topic you pick. When you want to ask her about evidence, all you have to do is present it. After you choose what to show her, press touch present again and off you two get. I recommend showing different people different things. You'd be surprised by what they say about it. Thank you for the explanation, though I don't recall asking for one. Oh, just so you know, sir, you can show me evidence in the same way too. I do believe it's time to get down to business and ask some questions of Miss Bird. Ignored again. Sniffle. Okay. We got some new evidence. Let's look at the profiles real quick. Let me see if Buddy Faith is updated to Jim. No. Okay. Let's present Buddy Faith. Oh, that's right. We can't present profiles. Okay. Start with the master key. Okay, you don't know anything about it. The stolen file. Thank you, detective. Okay, the safe. Okay, okay. We don't need to present anything to him right now. Take a look at this couch over here. I won't rest until I inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Okay. A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury awaiting in the area. These babies are also great for napping, you know. You would sleep even out here, detective? In a hallway? Whatever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same way. Me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime, to envision myself winning, naturally. Okay. Hey, there's a book down here. It's... Ah! Isn't that the missing Zero series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seems to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So, what are these Zero files about, sir? I guess they got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. The High Prosecutor, would that be Lana? I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. Then that means that theft must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to the case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Did I just leave it there? It's the stolen file, but what's it doing under here? Yeah, and why would you steal something and then leave it behind? Looks like your telephone tick was needed, so what are these 0 files in it? Didn't I just... Oh, okay. Didn't I just explain that a few minutes ago? I guess I got something worth stealing them, huh? Not particularly, just a collection cord. However, in case everything these files are not mine. Okay, now it's the same. Yep. Okay. Oh, here it is. Discovered in the hallway of the prosecutor's building, stolen 0 files series file. Okay. Oh, hold on. Pages pertaining to a case tried 10 years ago, but by my predecessor, are missing. Awesome. Let's see if we can examine the door. I won't rest until I inspected every suspicion. Okay. Now we gotta check the door. A minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force. It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, that's a potent trait that anyone can admire. I see. So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone? Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. Okay, let's look at the door handle. I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped it, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. Okay, let's look at the number. 1202. These 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops. Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir. They have to be able to take the plates off when the room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of interesting. Okay. We talked to good old Gummy Gum about updated files. Awesome. Yeah, there's a basketball. It's not Winston Payne. Damn it. Okay, let's take a look at this. What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. He brought a ball and a hoop with him. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Let's examine this door. This office. 1203, 1203. Hey Maggie, whose room is this again? It's Mr. Portsman, sir. So he's my new neighbor, I see. I suppose he moved in while I was away overseas. Okay, we're gonna talk to Maggie last. Is everything alright? Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 154 pounds. Wow, that's good, I guess. Excuse me? Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice, stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? Well, we meet again. It looks like you're... Oh. It looks like you're quite in... his voice was... He was like that. Objection! Okay, I can kind of see what to do. It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, murder within the walls of a prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find and apprehend and punish the killer accordingly, post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious, I will keep your offer in mind. Gumshoe, you're blocking the bow. Who is this guy again? Poor Winston. Okay, Maggie. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her through the present button. Okay, let's ask these two things first. The victim. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsmouth's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsmouth, sir. That sounds like fun. Just once I'd have loved to play with them. It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsmouth. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass in the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I would fit in all that well with him. Okay, Maggie Bird. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective. She was under my supervision back then when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. My nose. Okay. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. What is she talking about? Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of food, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now even managed to be named the criminal just when I became a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know, and just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Awesome. Look at my badge. That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor. Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe. With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on? Just for a little bit. I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you? I guess not. On second thought, they're actually on the same level. I'm just a lowly security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to guard it. Sigh, it's like talking to another gumshoe. No. Okay. Uh-huh, yep. What about the stolen file? Very well. I guess I'll ask you about the key then. So when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room reception window is. But I'm sure that it was between those two times it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. The key went missing from approximately 1 a.m. until 2:30 a.m. Logic. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say, except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it out sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key? Let's ask about that then. What do you mean by you used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. Oh. I mean, it's my job as security guard, right? Ah! Excuse me? What is it? That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly. Forgetful Mr. Portsman. Where are we at? Right up. Oh, we're at over an hour. Okay. It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office keys, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him? No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. And, then? What happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, he called for me to come close up to his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think. So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. The key was used to unlock and unlock Mr. Portsman's office. Logic. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you never left your keys at home, detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Let's see. The door is locked tight. Hehe. I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Though, this is the office of a high prosecutor, detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha, so I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from. Let's look at the wooden material here. Middle, yep, classy, yep. Kind of majestic too, fits kind of well with the ambience of the prosecutor's office. Oh, okay, this is new. Even Mr. Portsman seemed dignified, just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Oh, Gumshoe. That was Gumshoe. Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. Damn. Payne getting fucking strays out here. Well, Patrol 3, I take it that this is Mr. Portsmouth's office. Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsmouth had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Portsmouth so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd. Yup, that's got it. Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. Bah, why am I even wasting time thinking about this? Okay, oh, what's this over here? Oh, it's a basketball hoop. Never mind. It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. I can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But, you know, it's, actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since I've been here. Since it's been here. How long have I had the same office, and yet you still managed to get lost? Take a look up here. Yeah, personal basketball hoop. Yep, can't believe it, but it's pretty useful. Okay. Examine the door, but now what? Did I talk to Maggie about it? Okay, I think I talked to someone else. Let's talk to Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Ace Investigator. This is new. I was wondering about the investigation. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Damn, hold on. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Let a real seasoned pro teach you how it's done. A real seasoned pro. Of instant noodle cuisine, perhaps. You know that you can always check out what's really important spots in more detail, right? Yes. And if the area is too big, you can always use the arrow buttons at the bottom, right? Oh, but don't worry, sir. The arrows only show up when you need to use them to see more. I knew that as well. Hey, and when you think there's a contradiction or something unusual, try deduction. First, line up with your cursor as a special area, then touch the deuce, choose your poison, evidence. When you settle on a piece, you gotta present it. I'm pretty sure I already knew that as well, detective. Well, if you can't remember all of that, then welcome to the world of pros. IW Ace Investigator, class dismissed. And all I wanted was an update about the investigation. Alright, maybe I need to present the updated information about this. Okay. 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 Oh, let's have logic. I forgot to check my logic. Okay, here we go. Files in disarray. The culprit rearranged in my files twice, once before and once after the murder. Why? Master key was stolen. The key went missing from approximately 1 a.m. until 2:30. The key was used to unlock the lost horseman. Oh, okay. Well, here we go. Logic. Plain blast. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir. No, that's cute. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsmouth's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgot all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right, it was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. Wow. So... Okay. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then? Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Oh, excuse me. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Oh, we can go to his room now. Discovered in the hallway, yep. Miss Bird unlocked the door, but master key was stolen, so she could not lock up. Yo, it's a door. So, want me to deduce the door? Can I just enter it? I guess I have to deduce it. Oh, yeah, I have to point it. Okay, let me save first. I've been getting kind of lucky with these answers so far, but yeah, you know, you can never be too sure about these kinds of things. Choom. Alright, oh, damn it. Doorknob, or rather the lock. Yep. There we go. No, I didn't want to examine it. Deduce. If this spot is connected to any of the events I hold. Yeah, well, it's gotta be this one, right? Eureka! My logic. Wait, she didn't lock the door. Then the door is not locked, so I can walk in? Eureka! There's a contradiction here between reality and evidence. The evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Oh, it is locked tight. You know, you're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsmouth noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means, what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the keys to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She, opened a different door, but how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is logic. We need to examine these. Prints on the master key, prints on the doorknob, prints on the number plates. The number plates, you know, since it can be moved around apparently. The prints of the number plates. They will tell us all that we need to know. Everything? Really? Like what, sir? Like, well, what? Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. Like, well, for example, and such as... Well, we know for sure that Detective Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant noodles. Whoa! That was amazing, sir. How did you know? Was that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, that's it. Now then, we should get back to doing what we need to do, and that is... Okay. Well, the master key. Well, prints on the doorknob. Prints on the master key. The master key. Yeah. If we examine the fingerprints on the master key... Well, that's what you'll want to examine, sir. That was the very first thing we did. The double whammy. I can tell you that we didn't find any prints other than Maggie's. Aneurysms. That's so brilliant, Mr. Edgeworth. So what can we deduce from that? Well, I'll tell you what I deduced. I think this means that the culprit wiped their prints off. Yes, that's exactly it. I'm glad you were able to come to the same conclusion. However, the more important matter is... We need to examine these. The prints of the doorknob. Fucking hell. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey, you. Yeah, you, pal. Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective. Sir, I found only Mr. Portsman and Mr. Fate's prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost. I'm lost, sir. I'm fumbling right now. Thinking logically, a certain other person's print should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose print should also be on this doorknob? So it was Buddy, Faith, and Jacques, then it should be Maggie, right? Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean, yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Mr. Portsman, updated, okay. Oh wait, hold on. Miss Bird says she unlocked this door, but her prints were not found on the doorknob. Interesting. What have we here? What is that? Basketball. Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis, it doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. That isn't the points you should be focusing on, detective. You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing. I think we reached the end of this conversation. Oh, that's cool. The Y button. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Man, I always like the music of Ace Attorney. It's pretty great. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, how about a game? That's okay, Detective. I just found the position of the soup to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it's shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take note of this. Okay. Sure. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Excuse me. Basketball hoop. It's sitting in front of the Portsmouth office. There are more signs that it may be moved. Oh, there are more. Oh, never mind. There are signs that it's been moved. Okay. Now let's take a look at the door. Yep. Okay. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper, sir. I'll get it, sir. Let's see here. Oh, there's something written on it. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up with you later, buddy. Buddy, you suck with the notes under the door thing. It was sticking out. Anyone could have gotten that and ruined everything. It looks like a note from the victim. Yeah, and it's for Mr. Portsmouth. Note left by victim. Investigation complete. Let's go. Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Let's look at the note. Found under the door for the absent Portsmouth. Touch the check box for the details. It's the letter. Okay. Cool. How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsmouth. What? Mr. Portsmouth? I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. I suspected it to be him from the instantly accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourself. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. March 14th, 5:12 a.m. We've been there for like an hour? Okay. Mr. Portsmouth, I finished processing the bloody letter, sir. All right, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Yoink. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Ow. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman. We got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jacques Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. We? You must be pretty upset at getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through you that the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Hee. Who have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? Daddy? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is, explaining yourself. Although, that too would only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, until we fool of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything. Oh shit, another argument. Oh, testimony. Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained ideal you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask, do you propose I unlock your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. I'm gonna take a sip. Sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusation on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on, with evidence. Beautiful. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but press. You're gonna press everything. My accusation is a harebrained idea, is it? You tell me. I'd say it is. I say it is. Whoa, whoa. I'd say it is. Okay. I don't know why that was tripping me up. After all, there's a mountain of evidence that points away. Sorry. That points away from me being the culprit. Oh, sorry. I forgot to press. Oh, and what? Pray tell, what kind of evidence are we talking about here? Perhaps evidence this big? Jim was my partner, so you can't say I had a motive for killing him. And that's it. That's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain. But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree? Might I recommend that you review what the word evidence means? It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer. But besides, how may I ask, do you propose I unlock your door and got in here? Hold it. Unfortunately, I believe I've already shown how earlier. Your speculations mean nothing, but I still insist that I could not gain access to your room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? Raise an objection. Why not? You claim to have no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Haha, alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then. I propose that you use this to open my door. I'll obviously use the master key. I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key, no less. Wait. Hold on for a second. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. Maggie. You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes. Yeah. I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know. But the room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it? Oui. What? You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. Maggie, shut the fuck up. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right doors, sir. See? Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? Oh, And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right, they do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room? The basketball hoop. The basketball hoop. It shows signs that it has been moved. What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it's left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Gua! That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman. Now you should not be a security guard. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit in front of my office, to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for that tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Oh shit, here we go again. Conjecture's rebuttal. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I mean, I would too, I guess. I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty. I'll have you know I just washed it yesterday. If anything, it should be as dirty as Gumshoe's coat, but alright. Please calm down for it. Please calm down. For I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. Gumshoe. Conjecture rebuttal. Now you're just spouting nonsense. Okay. Let's save. No! Damn it. We gotta save here. We got a good thing going on. Where are we at? We're at over an hour and a half. Okay. We're this close to catching the killer already, so I wonder if the episode's gonna end shortly. And if that's the case, I don't really see this game becoming being like 24 hours long. Maybe it's just the first episode that's really short. It is the first episode. Okay. Press. Nonsense, you say. Yes, because I'm telling the truth here. I had the girl open my office door. Using the master key, of course. Sure, you have a problem with that. That is what the master key is for, right? Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth of some sort of people like you. Elaborate labyrinth. Nice. After that, I was in my room the entire time. And what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regiment. Training regiment? Were you going through your law books from start to finish? Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and I jog when I get the chance. Wow, you must be the buffest prosecutor we have. With the weakest legal muscles, it would seem. I was doing my usual workouts, so... You don't have a single reason to suspect me. I think I've given you quite a few reasons, actually. But none of those would have stand up on their own. Then what about all the evidence? It's all circumstantial. No judge will convict on such flimsy evidence. You'd be surprised. He seems to be trembling a little. One more little push, and all I have to do is find the flaw in his testimony. Okay, now just spouting nonsense. The girl opened the office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. But her prints were not found on the doorknob. Uh-huh. Shut your stupid ass up. Tisk, tisk. I had your door dusted for prints. By door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right. I didn't find anything, and definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Walk. Further, all of the prints on my office doorknob have been wiped clean. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. But it doesn't change the fact that I was in my room the entire time. Is that really a fact, or is it fiction? Hey, would I lie to you? I have here proof that you were not in your room the entire time as you claim. Just like we talked about on the phone, it looks like you're out. Got your dumbass again. This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then where were you and what were you doing? Oh! Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me, and Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. Hee hee hoo ha hee ho ho he ha. Ha 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 ha. And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness in the face of this office finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had to wipe the knob down as well. Eh? I'm a little obsessive compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched, which is why I wiped the doorknob as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim and my own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly what that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. Now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Ah, but you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Ugh. Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only realized that I had one just now as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. How convenient. Damn it! How is it still going? Oh, this is Ace Attorney. If memory serves... Oops, damn it. I misclicked. And it was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's that perfect alibi. Okay, that was that was short. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 a.m. Y'all see? Shit. All the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi. Whatever. Fucking big ass words here. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And now we say... Oh man. Alright, things are getting kind of spicy. Oh, we're at the end already? Okay. Alright, we're almost done. You came back to the office around 2 a.m. You are correct. It was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Oh, giving testimony like that, like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. It is as you say. However... Yes, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? Oh, excuse me. It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see. Oh, come on now. Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder one, don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh, well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. But exactly what that time I was down in criminal affairs. So you pay the criminal affairs department a visit. Yup. Right after I left the prosecutor building, I headed straight for the precinct. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time. See? I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Ugh. Impossible. Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? Hey, I think we reached the end of the line and it's time to get off this crazy train. No way. You there. Sir? Please escort the young lady out. But remember, be gentle. Maggie. Detective Gumshoe! Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn the situation around. If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? Mr. Port's alibi. The intruder I met could not have been Portsman. Then who could it have been? Huh. I need to calmly think this one through, and with logic. Logic! I'll try the other handgun in Mr. Portsman's alibi. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life, and one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it's entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Another visitor. Maybe the victim and his killer weren't the only visitors to my office tonight. Logic. Oh no, the only 2 things I have here. Oh, brain blast. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were appended twice. Upended? We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder, so it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit. Who was the owner of the second gun? If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back.
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth! I don't know where this is going. Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in... Oh, damn it. But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of a contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean, 2? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office.
Objection!
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, do you know? If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario, and for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Grr. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelf. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then just when he was about to look somewhere else. Who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? But, why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office. would be my guess. Okay. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, so you came into the office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's handgun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. Oh man, this metal is not actually chocolate. Tisk tisk. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. Oh, hold on. Cook? Okay. There was another visitor, sir? Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seemed that the thief found their prize. They stolen zero file, right, sir? Correct. Only just as the theft... Why I keep saying theft? The thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet fired during the brief encounter. So the shells getting messed up twice in the two bullets. It was all because the two different people were doing those things at two different times. Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief and not in fact Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. There's so much reading, my voice hurts. Ho 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 ho. What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right. It would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. I'm gonna take a sip. But there's still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your suspicion? Suspicion? What the fuck? Oh, I know this word. I forgot his supposition. Supposition. Whatever. He was the first visitor. Brr. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. That was a him firing gun. His firing his gun. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Why are we still arguing? Alibi part 2. Doom. That theft you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but I've already said I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course. Now isn't the time to be... Excuse me. To be wasting time on dead-end discussions. I don't think it's all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? Oh, I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Red Butyl, part 2. Well, we gotta save again. You know, always gotta save at the new stuff. I'm gonna take a sip. That theft you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? Actually, no, I wouldn't. Why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Faith's killers very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files. And it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. You mean the 0 files, right? And that's how we also know the letters themselves were set up and not from Mr. Faith. If the thief was the killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves? Wah! Or maybe the killer just didn't think of that either. Yes, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe. We should be out there looking for the thief right now. Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby. I mean, you might be surprised. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh, you talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. It's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything after all. I hate to repeat myself, but I was in my room, training. But according to Mr. Faith's note... Hold on, I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left a note for me in the early evening? If you have proof that he left it at a different time, say just before he was murdered? I don't have any, no. You'll see, so I insist again that I was in my office the entire time. I wish the background of the text box were a little bit darker, because sometimes the words are messing me up. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down in criminal affairs. Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? Oh, that's because he said he was tired and he was going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallways? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought? There were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Pendant? Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. He brought 2 items, a gun and a pendant that are related to the gun's case. And what is the pendant here? A gun and the pendant. Yes, this gun which has the murder weapon was the one, yeah. And this pendant which belonged to the victim. Ah, that's a nice little horse pendant. And why were you taking them to criminal affairs? There was something in the past case file I wanted to compare these two to, because all this has nothing to do with this case right now. Anyway, I believe you'll find a long paper trail left to be your satisfaction. This is all matching up with what Detective Gumshoe found out. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. Okay, last one. I can't expect you to know, can I? Nope, but I guess you can expect me to take a guess based on logical deductions. Oh, let's see. Then let's see you deduce. Jim waited for me to leave and then stole the master key. For the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. And that's when Miss Bird caught him red-handed and the murder occurred. It's all exactly as I had laid out earlier. I know he's lying. I know he was here at the crime scene. I have to find a way to prove it. Okay. Now to prove something. That thief we ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should all be looking for the thief right now. He might still be nearby. I was training in my room. Three pieces of evidence. Okay, let me see. Oh, 2 items, huh? 2 items, huh? Stupid. Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is "you fail." Excuse-moi? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. Ah, it says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe to get tripped up by simple arithmetic. There we go. Where is the missing piece of evidence? You have it, don't you? Only the guilty will make such a face. Detective Gumshoe. You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Starting with his belt. What? Don't come any closer. I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal, so don't even think about stopping me. No. Hey, what's this? It's awfully. It's big. It's hard. Is that a banana? He had this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. But why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to the person himself as the real killer. Ugh. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. Or the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. KG8 incident. The KG8 incident. That's a police case number, sir. Does that mean there's video is evidence from that case? Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's important right now. Let's give the casing a thorough once over. Oh my goodness! It's blood. Ah, that's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No, 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 no. No, you got it all wrong. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. Oh! You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way into this video? Yeah, it's totally suspicious. Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have his videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints. Ugh. If I had to take a guess, I say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderers. To the murderers, you and Mr. Faith. No, impossible. I'm. Bro just ate his medal. Oh, he's gonna die from metal poisoning? 5:47 a.m., March 14th. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cold deduction skills outside of the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. Ah, it was nothing really, compared to what I've been through. I mean, I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If it had been a holdup or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir, that Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there was a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? Could it be me? And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, he just clammed up. Although we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly leads credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of information. Shit. Probably this case file, right? It's probably, yeah, this is like the only thing that was stolen. Damn. Okay, shit. I don't want to mess this up. Ooh. It was the no. Must be the safe. It's gotta be the safe. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to look this up. God. Okay. It was this. It's this one. Files. Yeah, I was like kind of feeling. What about the wiped secret safe? But there's no way. Well, did he? I don't remember.
Take that!
Yeah, this one. The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Yes. I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. A new calling card. Awesome. Okay, oof. What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It is the mark of the raven, a three-legged raven. Even you should know about this, detective. Excuse me? Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? The great thief everyone's talking about. Yes, it is the mark of the great thief, Yatagarasu? Yatagarasu? Okay. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagaru, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, in modern Robin Hood. Yatagarasu haunts Embassy. The noble Yatagarasu vigilante of the business world reappears. Okay. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know how much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. Corporate dealings exposed, okay. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corruption is infiltrated without even target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with a single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagara's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. 2 days ago. The end. A brand new episode has been added. Turnabout Airlines. Yes, I would like to save. Oh, I need to charge my thing. Okay, episode 2, Turnabout Airlines. Turnabout Visitor. Why is... Oh, you know, that makes more sense on the screen. Never mind. Alright, so that was episode 1, Turnabout Visitor. That was a good episode. Didn't really have any complaints about it, really, except for the times where I fail to connect evidence. Turnabout Airlines. Who is that? I think that's Francisca. Huh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was fun. Having the gameplay take place outside of the courtroom and be able to like move around, examine things, and deduce and ask questions. I like that part of the game, so I'm looking forward to seeing what else they'll do with it in the later episodes. Oh, before I go, let's check out the name puns here. Ice Attorney Miles Edgeworth name puns. Uh 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 uh. That's Ace Attorney 1, Ace Attorney 4, Ace Attorney 3, Ace Attorney 3 again. Oh, wait, here we go. Alright, Turnabout Visitor. Jacques Portman. Jock Sportsman. Okay, I get it. Buddy Faith. He's buddy with Jack. It's a common dog name, so may hint towards his submissiveness to Jack and has faith in him. Okay, that's it. Alright then, that's it for this episode, and I'll see you next time in Turnabout Airlines? Peace.